Okay, I'm going to show you exactly how I've closed $3.5 million in coaching sales just this past year and how I've built a multiple seven-figure coaching business using these exact same systems. So if you're not following me on Instagram, give me a follow where I'm going to bring you massive content showing you where I failed, how I succeeded, and how you can fast track to multiple 6 or 7 figures without going through the same rejection, the pain, the roadblocks that I had to fight through. So if you're serious about increasing your client enrollment, if you're looking to 2 to 3x your revenue while freeing up at least 10 to 15 hours a week to run your business, grab a pen and paper to take notes because I'm not holding anything back. So again, I'm going to show you how to 2 to 3x your client enrollment without bringing in more leads, without working yourself into the ground every day, and never taking another unqualified sales call again. I'm going to show you how to do this very simply. We're going to do this with your current lead flow, one commission-only appointment setter that's going to free up a minimum of 10 to 15 hours a week of your time, and a plug-and-play sales system designed specifically for coaches that delivers absolutely unbelievable results. So we're not another setter placement agency, and certainly not going to bury you in online courses for the next 6 months. Within 16 weeks, we're going to train you and a setter on our sales systems to 2 to 3x your current revenue and buy back 10 to 15 hours weekly so you're not handcuffed to your sales calendar 7 days a week, unable to make plans. Now, the best part about this is we're going to measure and track everything from sales calls to conversion rates, how many hours we've freed up without having to, pack your schedule out with unqualified calls while fighting to hit revenue targets. So this is not another course. I want to be very, very clear here. 95% of what we will be doing together is action-based, meaning we'll be in the trenches together with you starting from day one. So if you have a coaching offer between $5,000 and $30,000 a month, you've got a handful of more clients that have paid you for your help. You've created results with them, for them, alongside them. You've got the content and social proof, and you know without a doubt that you're barely scratching the surface and scaling to multiple 6-figure months. You're willing to invest in yourself to grow your business, and you're eager to level up, then this is for you. Now, if you're below $5,000 a month with limited lead flow, you wouldn't really have the appointments to keep you or a setter booked out, or enough calls for my team to help you install these systems. Also, if you're looking for a get-rich-quick opportunity, you operate from a scarcity mindset, and you believe that the only reason you're not hitting 50K months is just because you need more sales appointments, odds are you don't have any room to improve your sales game. Please close this video now. It's not for you. You might have hired other sales coaches in the past, but left feeling like you paid for information that you really could have come up with on your own. Now, it's not your fault. Most programs out there simply overwhelm you with overused material, lacking any real implementation, really leaving you lost and overwhelmed. Now, the bigger reason it hasn't worked for you is because you're only getting half of the ingredients to the recipe and wondering why the thing didn't work out. The false promises of setter placement agencies are prime example of this, right? They bring a setter into your offer with little to no real life experience, creating way more work for you and pulling you away from cash generating activity because you're trying to install them into your business. So you get frustrated and the revolving door of unqualified setters starts to spin, driving you right back into the marketing and sales seat all alone. Now, their systems are essentially designed for you to fail. And it's not that they're doing it on purpose, but it's high volume, generalized coaching. The fact is you need somebody who's actually been in the trenches of their own coaching business and helped others do the same. So odds are you don't have a marketing problem. You have a sales and systems problem. So if you want a true long-term solution in a business that's built to stand the test of time, you absolutely must master your sales process to be as friction-free as possible. So you're probably afraid of investing more money on systems and coaching that won't move the needle in your business, ultimately throwing your hard money out the window. And I don't blame you. I used to think that too. Now you might think this sounds crazy or way too good to be true. And truthfully, I did as well when I was making $30,000, $40,000 a year as a sales guy, wondering how the hell I was ever going to climb to multiple 6 figures and beyond. I knew what I was doing was absolutely never going to yield those results. Now, you can 2 to 3x your coaching business with time freedom, never missing a date night, dance recital, or baseball game. The struggle that got you here might have you truthfully doubting that it's possible, and I can't blame you for that. The fact is, we're not reinventing the wheel. You have a proven process. You drive client results better than anybody. You just need to get it out to more people. Just like Richard with Unleashed CEO, I helped him scale back-to-back 80K months, allowing him to hire a world-class team and lead his company from the creator seat.
It's amazing when you work with people who are high integrity, who are really willing to lean in, truly understand your offer, truly understand your message, your audience, and then really just help you get it out to more people and sell it to more people. And so I just want to say, I want to give my highest recommendation to anyone who's considering working with Corey and his team. Man, just don't even think about it. Do it.
I also helped Laurel Langmeyer, the millionaire maker from The Secret, scale her sales team to multiple 6 figures consistently with way less headache.
Hey, this is Laurel Langmeyer, and I'm here just to tell you a little bit about Corey Comstock. Select. So he's like one of those quiet giants that have been around. He's been a partner of mine, and he has helped run Salesforce throughout his life. Like I said, we were partners, did an extraordinary job, is back helping me do an extraordinary job with our folks in helping them select through service-based sales. How do you do the right thing? Now he's come up with a program. I've been pushing him, and he's out. And I just have to send out the shout out and endorsement that he's amazing.
And Chris with Money Ripples do back-to-back record-breaking months, freeing up a ton of his time.
Hey, just want to do a shout out for Coaches and Closers. Definitely really appreciate it. So big shout out to you guys at Coaches and Closers, and definitely recommend it.
So I'm going to teach you an entirely new sales system that will reduce friction, brand you as the authority, drive conviction and belief, and have your clients selling themselves on why they're a perfect fit for your program. Now, you're probably wondering, who am I and how can I make such bold claims? Now, I've spent the last decade generating over $15 million in coaching sales for other coaches. Now I'm bringing the good, the bad, and the ugly to my clients. I've built 2 companies of my own that did 200K plus month after month. I'm working on building my 3rd one now. I learned the hard way. Waiting entirely too long to hire coaches of my own, you don't have to experience the same obstacles or timeline that I wrestled with. So the process is really simple. Your potential clients have belief systems that have been installed both consciously and subconsciously throughout their lives. They make decisions based on what they know and the experiences they've had. So we must help them identify why their current beliefs are wrong and what's holding them back, ultimately removing the friction by showing them a better way. Let me show you what I mean. I call this the belief funnel. Your clients must know and believe that the distance between where they are now and where they want to go is directly connected to these beliefs. Let's start with the vision. This is the burning desire that your client has and exactly why they're going to pay you to solve their problem. We must dig in here and get to the absolute core of what's important to them and exactly what that picture looks like in their mind. If they don't know where they're headed or what their target is, it's going to be very difficult for us to lead them there. So we're going to have to go very, very deep here. Let's move to the next one, which is pain. This is not surface level pain that they share easily. It's the pain that they feel deep in their bones that they absolutely must solve. This pain's not shared easily, and it's going to take a series of highly specific questions to allow them to unwind the mess in their minds of what they actually need without them feeling like they're being attacked or leveraged against. Let's talk about the next one, which is fear and obstacles. So we must navigate through their past failures and obstacles. What else have they tried? What worked? What didn't? What kept them from finding and creating a solution before now? What do they feel they would have needed to happen to drive the result they were looking for in these past opportunities or programs they've gone through, right? Have they invested in mentorship in the past? Why would they do it again and why now? Covering all this allows us to proactively locate and overcome any objections that would potentially prevent them from giving you a credit card at the end of this call. The next one's trust. Your client must know unequivocally, without a doubt, that you can help them solve their problems. This will become very obvious once you understand the system. The next one's mindset. We have to identify how they think. How do they make decisions? What else have they done? What worked? What didn't? I'm going to share the pain-driving questions that I've developed over the course of 13,000 or more sales calls and exactly when and how to use them. This leads us to our last one, which is guidance. They must know that your proven process will lead them to the promised land without a doubt as long as they do the work. I'm going to teach you my system of high engagement, low attachment. Think of creating the push versus pull. Now, after enrolling thousands of students into various coaching programs, I'll show you step by step how to achieve this. Once you've mastered these beliefs, your clients will be lining up for a chance to work with you. The days of let me think about it and enrolling clients that you really don't want to work with are over. So let's get to the point where you're actually excited to get on sales calls again, rather than sleepless nights worrying about the objections you'll have to wrestle with in tomorrow's calls. Let me show you what that's going to look like by walking you through our proven process. I call this the Coach's Catalyst. In the Coach's Catalyst, this is a high-level breakdown of what it's actually going to look like when you start working with me and my team. We start with what we call the offer audit. This is where we're going to dive deep into your offer, identifying the buying pockets. What do your clients need and why do they need it? Why must they choose to work with you versus working with the competition? The next one is, how do I go from here to there? So we're going to navigate exactly, hey, where am I today? What is my cash flow? How often do I have ups and downs? What is my revenue? What's the revenue target? And then more importantly, what am I going to have to install in my coaching business to get me from this point to that point with consistency and predictability? We're also going to talk through how to navigate the obstacles throughout the process, right? What are going to be the biggest pain points or obstacles that you're going to have to wrestle with when you grow your business, right? There's going to be certain systems we're going to have to look at. Systems break at scale. So as you start scaling, you might identify areas in your fulfillment or your offering that we just simply need to go back through and rebuild or restructure. The next part of that's going to be tracking and projection. So earlier in this video, I talked about how we track everything. We're going to not only track the time that this frees up for you, but we're going to track how many sales calls you have coming in, how many of those go to appointments, what happened in those calls. So essentially you can't measure what you don't track, right? So getting the data behind every single sales call, what happened, why it happened, and then, hey, how much of that was on my shoulders, right? As the coach, what could I have done differently? So it's just getting a real understanding of the business as a whole so that we can then drive into what we call the framework and foundation phase. Framing the conversation set or close to drive results. So this isn't just about closing or just about setting. We want to teach you both sides of that so that if you have an appointment setter or you're going to go hire an appointment setter, we have the systems to install so that we can create that duplicatable process. We call the next one Discovery 101. So uncovering the hard truths between you and the sale. We're going to teach you the deep dive proven strategies after taking thousands and thousands and thousands of calls and truthfully enrolling thousands and thousands of clients into various coaching programs. What are the hard truths that we must cover up front to close the gap from them saying yes, right? From them buying into it and choosing to work with us instead of us chasing them down. The next part of that is value creation, right? So we want to lead them to the promised land. We want to ditch the pitch and have real conversations that convert. The way that we're going to do that is helping your client understand that the only way for them to go from where they are to where they want to be is by using your proven process and your program. So we'll really deep dive into that process so that you understand, hey, these are the selling points. You might have some really neat opportunities within your offer, but if you're trying to cover too much with your clients, in a lot of cases, they just get overwhelmed, right? So we want to lead into the next part, which we start talking about, ditch the pitch, right? Real conversations that convert. The best feeling in the world is to have a client thank you after you just ran their credit card for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 because they knew that you were leading them to the promised land, not based on your bank account, but based on what they needed. That leads us into the next piece, which is disqualifying the right way. Now, my guess for most coaches, most of you out there, you probably have a really hard time disqualifying people that you don't want to work with simply because you don't have enough revenue or cash flow coming in for you to confidently do so. It's a really interesting paradigm shift when that happens because something in the universe happens where you're only working with the people that are a perfect fit for you. Therefore, the universe continues to send you the right people, right? So the next part of that is setting ourselves apart. So you're not just another coach, right? In a lot of cases, you hear people, oh, I'm a health coach, I'm a fitness coach. It's like, well, what about rebranding yourself in a way that sets you completely apart from everybody else? So we're going to talk about that. Systems for scale. So we have what's called Money Monday. So we teach you how to set up your calendar, not in how to make it look better, how to be more productive. Sure, all those things are important too. I want to help you set up what's called Money Monday. So what that means is when we get in a rhythm where we're doing this right, we should be done enrolling the clients for this week by Wednesday, Thursday, and spend the remainder of Thursday and Friday setting up our deals for the next week. So your setter is doing the deep work of qualifying them in the DMs. They're going through your VSL. They're going through your training videos. You have the text reminder. So we're going to show you how we have all of that set up so that you can, when I talk Money Monday, I want you enrolling clients on Monday. If you can bring on a coaching client or several coaching clients every Monday, you'll be blown away at the rest of your week how it lines up. It just becomes more natural. It takes away the urgency to create cash. It's a game changer, right? We're also going to show you and install our follow-up templates. So we've got all sorts of follow-up templates and how we use those templates for different types of offers. If your avatar is a little bit older, where obviously we've got follow-up with a lot less, memes or gifts in it. Whereas if we have a younger customer base, then we're going to use kind of all the tricks, right? So when I say tricks, it's not tactics. It's just we're using memes or using gifts, things that get their attention because it's what we're talking about. It's what we're looking for. So we're also going to break down what we call the call cadence. So this is how do I carry my conversation in a way that's authentic to me, but also it ensures that the client understands that I'm going to ask the questions, they're going to do the talking, right? It's 80% them, 20% me, and it sets the whole conversation up for success. I think the last part is calendar setup. So we'll talk about what we call the ideal work week. And this is essentially in helping you create blocks of time in your coaching business where you do certain things. My guess is you're probably scratching the surface on a bunch of tasks all day long, but at the end of the day, you look back and it's like, I really didn't accomplish much of anything. We're also going to install other tools, projection sheets, end of day reporting. We'll go through all of that, but this is something to keep your business and your processes super tight. Now we're going to move into what we call pitch perfect. This is where we really refine your pitch or refine your offering and how you communicate that to your client. We start with proven strategies that are deployed within the framework of your offer right out of the gate. These are team-crafted discovery strategies that build trust and obliterate objections. So these will be group coaching calls where we're literally breaking down not only your pitch, but other coaches' pitches as well. What you'll find is that entire framework is very similar to how we go about it because we're covering the same things in each call, just in different places or different times. The next part of that is the personalized talk track designed to resonate with your prospect to drive results. The biggest issue I've always had with sales scripts is it's not authentic, right? It's fake. Someone reading black words on a white paper, the client can feel it. It doesn't feel good when you're doing it. So we want to personalize that talk track designed to resonate with your prospect and drive results based on how you talk and what's important to you, right? It's not going to be about what they feel or what they think. It's going to be all about what they feel or think. So once this is refined, we move into what we call the scale up phase. You're now equipped with the tools to walk your clients through their limiting beliefs, call by call with complete confidence. We do weekly call reviews to continue updating what we call your firmware in your newly built sales system. And we're going to continue to break that down and show you our process, not only how we break it down, but how we document that to go back and cut that call, break that call down with the notes and the data from the team or the coach. So that part of this program is absolutely incredible. We're going to build out your ideal work week. And this kind of goes along with the same thing when we talked about calendar setup, right? It's when are the best times for you based on when you're operating at your highest capacity to take sales calls? When's the best time for you to work on the business, WOTB? We're going to help you build out that calendar process so that you're taking calls in the optimal time for you during the day, right? So we're going to create patterns for growth, and all of this really falls into that. Last but not least, I'm also going to pair you with an accountability partner that you'll be role-playing with on a week-to-week basis. This will also be someone that owns a coaching business. They've got a coaching offer. They're falling somewhere between the 5 and 30K a month mark. And you're going to meet with them once a week and then bring that data to our group calls so we can break it and talk through it with everybody else. So now that we've covered that, it gives you kind of an inside look at how we operate and what it actually looks like when you join our team. Now, wouldn't it be nice to stop questioning if you truly conveyed your message to your prospect, or if you could have done something different to help them move the needle? Let's get you off the revenue roller coaster and completely eliminate the doubt and hesitation in your process. Within 16 weeks, you'll know how to lead every single sales call with the confidence to disqualify those who are not a perfect fit. If you do the work and you show up to play day in and day out, I will guarantee your results. If you're actually serious about getting more clients enrolled and equipping yourself with the tools to communicate your offer in a way that separates you from all the noise, and you're willing to get in the trenches and do the deep work in order to transform your business, then click the description below to book a call with my team. In this call, we're going to deep dive into your coaching offer, identify the gaps in your current process, and create a game plan to ensure you smash your old numbers. I'm not looking to work with everybody. If you're not impact driven or money motivated, or you lack belief that you can actually change your clients' lives, then please do not book this call. This is a paid program. It's going to take work and it will take time to see results. However, once we install these systems together, they will be subconscious, absolutely catapulting your ability to communicate and drive revenue in your business. So again, if this is you, go ahead and click the link in the description and let's get a call set today.